his VO2 Max 7.
Okay, so it is Medal Monday. To get this cool Cambridge half medal. New week, new start, new opportunities. We move forward. But before we do, I feel like we just need to reflect a little bit more on yesterday's race. Yeah, it's really important to enjoy the PBs because you never quite know when they're going to come again. 3 things stick out to me yesterday. The first one was the support. It was absolutely crazy. There were tens of thousands of people in Cambridge screaming and going crazy, and it was just so cool. Like, if you get the crowd going a little bit, show them a bit of recognition, they just light up. And yeah, it was like surreal. And I mean, that's what Kipchoge must feel like all the time. So really, it was a moment that I'll never ever forget. Whenever I blink, I can actually still vision it in my mind. The other thing was that I've been training progression training, and it worked out in the race as well. So progression training leads to progression racing, and honestly, it was like such a comfortable race for the bigger part of it because of that. My first 5k splits were 15:49. My last 5k splits was 15:14. So what's that, about 35 seconds quicker? And yeah, I just felt comfortable for so much of that race. I feel like I can definitely go faster in the future, which is great. I'm far from peaking, but for now I am over the moon with that. It's more than I could have ever imagined, and yeah, I'm just enjoying it. And then the third thing to note, and I know I mention this quite often, but honestly, it means the world to me. I thrive with the support out there. So many people came up to me during the race, after the race, and just really have supported the journey and enjoy it, and I thrive with that. So thank you so much for keeping me going. I'm going to let this soak in for just a few more days before I click the reset button, and it's all sights set on Rotterdam. Boom. So it is Track Tuesday. There is no rest for the wicked. Today I'm doing my track session in the Adidas Prime X shoes over here. Check out the stack height on those. It's a 50mm drop. I don't know if you can see there, but yeah, I jogged here in them. They feel amazing. The legal limit is 40mm. I know the Nike Alpha Fly, I think, is 39.5, so just under the legal limit. This is 10mm over. So these are badass shoes, but you can't race in them. They're illegal for races, but they're perfectly fine for training, of course. So they just, honestly, they feel so good. And what I love about them is they protect your Achilles. You know, I've previously had Achilles issues, so they just protect your ligaments and your Achilles, cushion the impact a bit, so recovery is a bit quicker. So yeah, really excited to do the track session in them today. Today we have got 10 by 3 minutes, 8 by 2 minutes, all 1 minute recoveries. So pretty much shorter recoveries. I don't need to be a hero today. There's times to push and there's times to just dial it back a tiny bit. Having just been 2 days after the hard half marathon effort, today is not a time to be a hero. I'm just gonna really run to effort, whether I match half marathon pace, which I suppose now is 3:08 okay, previous it was 3:17 okay, so that's changed quite a bit. Whether I match half marathon pace or not, it really doesn't matter too much. Yeah, let's go. After this, I realized there's only 3 more track sessions, so really time to knuckle down. I'm gonna soak in Cambridge for 1 more day, and then it's all sights set on Rotterdam. It's about 3 degrees today. As you can see, I've got the snow gloves on and sunglasses, so definitely snow gloves and sunglasses weather. Let's go. Come on, for 2 more. Last one never counts. Woo, huge. This is tough. 10 by 3 minutes done. 30 minutes of work done, in the bag. 16 minutes left.
8 by 2 minutes onto the shorter reps. So crazy to think 8 by 2 minutes used to be my session in itself. It's now the last bit, the dessert of the session. The session is actually so big that I'm going to take an SIS gel. 46 minutes, got to stay fueled throughout. Okay, onto the 2 minutes reps. Okay, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come with me. Come on. Woo! 2:48. Oh my days. Oh, thank you. Wow. Oh, let me find a pole to die under. Oh, but jeepers. Wow. Last rep 2:48 for the last 2 minute rep. It actually felt pretty good. Yeah, another huge session in the bank. 3 more to go. What a feeling. These Prime X shoes, oh my word, they are incredible. I think we should all sign a petition to get them legal. The extra stack heights, look, I already am quite tall, so I felt like with an extra 50 mils I was training up in altitude almost. And yeah, it probably feels about 1 to 2 seconds a k faster than any other shoe I run in. So imagine if that's 2 seconds a k over a marathon, that's 84 seconds, almost a minute and a half. So in my view, it could give you up to a minute and a half difference, which would be huge, but they're illegal, so that's not going to happen. So let me get out of dream world. I do feel high, high off the ground obviously, and high off life. And then I just want to give a huge thank you to Coach Tommy over there. Shot Tommy, you also did Cambridge, you're also targeting Rotterdam, exactly the same as me. He managed to do a PB of 1:14 on the dot. According to his watch, you got 1:13:59, so a bit of motivation to dip under 1:14 next time. But yeah, I want to talk us a bit about your training and what you're targeting for Rotterdam.
That's it. So this week I've got a bit of a deload week, then I've got a 3-week big block before Rotterdam now, so 4.5 weeks to go, and I want to do 2:36. So I'm just going to go out 1:18:30 and then see if I can come back in a 1:18:55, and then a 2:36:55 would be bang on.
Woo!
So
nice, love
training's
it.
looking good. I'm going to join in with Nick for a couple sessions and see if I can get another couple minutes out of it. But yeah, so far so good.
Awesome, nice.
Very excited for it.
Tommy, we shall track you. I always say, so he did 1:14, double that plus about at his pace, maybe 8 to 10 minutes or so. So double that is 2:28 plus 8, 2:36, 2:37. So he's there and thereabouts. He's been doing good training, so I'm backing him to go under his target. We shall definitely track him at Rotterdam, and I'll see you at the start line.
Sweet.
Thanks so much for joining today.
Cheers, man.
He's going to be joining me next week on the roads. Love having company, and yeah, another track session in the bank. Woo! Hey guys, so it's Thursday morning today. I am in central London and it is pumping, it is so busy. But yeah, yesterday was a recovery day, 22k shakeout. Legs felt pretty good, so nothing special. Didn't take my phone, didn't take my GoPro, didn't take music, just awesome, nice chilled run along the river, head clearing run. So really nice one. And this morning I have just finished the Adidas London session now, and I'm on my way for a VO2 Max test. So the session this morning was 3 sets of 10-second heel sprints. I more hosted the session rather than took part in it, and yeah, it was so awesome to see. The team really congratulated me for the result at Cambridge. One of the guys even made a cake, or like not a cake but treats this morning to celebrate. So yeah, it was really just nice to see the team supporting it, and yeah, just thrive off it and drive more motivation off it. Usually around this time in the training block is where I find I struggle for motivation, where it's like the last 2.5 big weeks before the 2-week taper. Obviously legs a bit fatigued, mind's a bit fatigued, and it's like the final push before the taper. But this time it's completely different. I'm honestly still buzzing from the half marathon, and I think I'm gonna thrive off this energy all the way through to the end. Honestly, whenever I blink I can still see the crowd shouting like that. Sometimes I just like break out into a random smile when I'm walking. So seriously, I think I can use that as motivation for getting through the remainder of this block. Today I've come to central London, and I'm getting a DEXA scan, sweat test and VO2 Max test through my Metrics. Thank you to them for that. Let's jog there and get the scan done. Not sure what to expect from this VO2 Max test. The previous ones I've done have been on the bike. This one's on a treadmill, so I'm obviously more comfortable doing a VO2 Max test on the treadmill. So let's give it an all-out shot and hopefully not fall off.
Right, so we've got Nick on the VO2 here. So we're slowly, well, not slowly at all, we're increasing the speed. So we're keeping the incline flat and we're testing Nick's speed, and we're going to be looking at how efficient he is with his fuel. So we're going to determine the amount of carbohydrate and fat that he's using. As his heart rate increases, we'll look at the fuel distribution and we'll see how he gets on. We'll determine obviously his VO2 max, so the size of his tank, and we're also going to determine how efficient his tank is as well. So he's doing really well. We're moving pretty quick. Come round on here. 9 on the speed. We'll get a little. So Nick's just finished his test. Whew. Just flushing out the legs here.
It finished on 14 miles per hour, which I think is 22 k's an hour.
Yeah.
So well under sub 3 minute per k pace. Felt comfortable, and then it goes quickly. I probably could have found a tiny bit more, but I didn't want to risk flying through the back of this wall. So we got what we wanted to from the test. Bring on the results.
Yeah, and don't worry, that never happens. Of course he's not going to go through the wall. And the context behind this is Nick's actually recorded our highest ever VO2 on the bike. So we'll analyse the results, you guys will see it, and hopefully it's the highest that we've ever recorded on the treadmill.
Thank you.
Right, so we've got Nick set up on the VO2 and the DEXA and a sweat test with us today. He's just getting set up for the DEXA, so it's a 3-minute scan. We're going to find his lean mass, his body fat, so lean mass in kilos, body fat, percentage body fat. We'll also find the amount of fat that he has in grams. It'll also look at his bone mineral density, and crucially, Nick as a runner, as an endurance performer, will be able to see his muscular balance. So this is it setting up. There's 2 beams. One's going to beam through the bone and one's going to beam through the body fat, and we're going to find the difference in there, and that will be his lean mass. Okay, so a quick review of Nick's results. We'll just look over at the VO2 Max test first. So as you can see there, I've circled it, his VO2 Max 79.3, the peak at 79.8, so that's extrapolated up. We had an anaerobic threshold of 171, I'll explain that in a second. We've got a lot of information about Nick's fuel distribution. So hopefully if I come in here, as you can see, what we have is a corridor of information around carbohydrates and a corridor of information around fats. This is a far better visual perspective. So as intensity increases, Nick is using a little bit more carbohydrate, but as you've noticed, there's a really good split. I'll come into this result in here, and he actually transfers into pure carbohydrate burning at about, let's just say 163 to 169 heart rate. So before, I think, Nick, you were back at, what was it, in the 140s?
145 or so, yeah.
So we've actually created 20 beats, and he's more efficient at higher heart rates using more fat for fuel. So he's managed to stay more metabolically flexible and add 20 extra beats, still utilizing a lot of fat for fuel at 167 compared to like the 140s. And then in here with the DEXA results, we've got a good rate of change. So Nick came in last year, back end of last year, and body fats are about 8.6. Very similar at 9.1. So we just had a small change of matter of grams, about 500 grams or so. So let's just say that's very similar. But the lean mass is really interesting. That's quite significant. So he was 62.9 in terms of kilos of lean mass. He's now 65.2. So over 2 kilos of lean mass added. He's feeling strong, he's feeling fit. We now know how efficient he is at using fat for fuel at higher heart rates. He's gained a bit more muscle, and there's the results.
So I've just finished my Easy Friday, very chilled 10K, and I was planning on originally doing my longer run tomorrow, but we've got a family friend's birthday party, so that has been shifted to Sunday. So rest day tomorrow, and then 40K on Sunday. Got me thinking in this run how it's so difficult to find 5 to 10 minutes in your day to foam roll. Let me know in the comments if you have the same problem. I know like the last 5 to 10 minutes of a race can sometimes feel like ages, yet finding 5 to 10 minutes in your day to foam roll seems impossible sometimes. So let me know if I'm the only one, or if you're finding the same problem, or if you actually are able to get that foam rolling in. Good morning. So today we have the longest run of the block. It's a 40K. Yes, a 40K. Wow. I'm probably going to do one more 40K after this next weekend, and potentially the weekend after, but that'll be 2 weeks out. Today it's 4 weeks out, so I'll see closer to the time. I have come back to this loop in Winchester. It's tough, it's undulating, you're exposed, quite windy. It's about 5 degrees or 4 degrees at the moment, but I'm running in a vest to make sure that I run a bit faster. So I'm breaking today's longer run down into 4 sets of 6Ks at effort, with 2Ks at slightly less effort, just so that it's a nice way to break it down. But pretty much the whole of the 30K is going to be at decent effort. Big shout out to Vinny joining me on the bike today. Thank you, my friend. And I've got another K and a half, and then we go. Rotterdam's obviously a flat route, and this is an undulating loop, but it's all about effort today. Paces will definitely not be at marathon pace on race day, but loops like this most certainly make you stronger. The loop's about 4.8 Ks, so it's a whole lot of loops. Let's go. 50 meters before we get going. Once I click the lap button, there's no stopping. 30 Ks worth of volume. Today I'm running in the Pro 2s. I'll be racing in the Pro 2s. They've been really good to me. Boom. Let's go. Come on. Time to focus. Rotterdam, Rotterdam, Cambridge half, Rotterdam. Wow, there was absolutely nothing easy about that. But then again, there's absolutely nothing easy about the last 10Ks of a marathon. 40K, longest run of the year, done. Yeah, Vinny was filming me and cycling next to me a little bit for the first half. Second half, it was just me. There was literally no one else around on those country roads. Exposed, windy, hilly, very undulating, tough. But I could really focus on some of that I could really lock in some of that Rotterdam focus, and I just kept thinking this is hard, but just know that last 10Ks of the marathon, it could be borderline sub 220, who knows. It's going to be tough. Good one to tick off. I think my legs are going to feel this for a few days after that undulation. That's a Helios route I'll do. From here on in, I'll stay away from too many Heli routes, because with 4 weeks to go, that's right, 4 weeks to go, it could stay in the legs. Anything from here on in. Nice big 40K next week, and then it's almost taper time, but another good week in the bag. Come on!